Hello player, today we will analyze the match between Hikaru Nakamura with the white pieces and Lugo with the black pieces. d4, d5, c4, c6, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3, a6, e3, b5, b3, bishop g4, h3, bishop captures on f3, g captures on f3, knight from b, d7, f4, g6, bishop d2, bishop g7, c5, kingside castling, queen c2, knight e8, queenside castling, f6. The evaluation became 2.1, this was a serious mistake, the best move was e6. For example, e6, knight e2, f5, with an advantage for white, f6, f5, e5. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight c7. For example, knight c7, e4, rook c8, with a decisive advantage for white, e5, f4. This move gives back part of the advantage, the best move was f, captures on e6. For example, f, captures on e6, knight b8, bishop d3, with a decisive advantage for white, f4, queen e7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was g5. For example, g5, d, captures on e5, f, captures on e5, f, captures on g5, queen captures on g5, e4, queen h4, with a decisive advantage for white, queen e7, h4, knight c7, bishop h3. This move was inaccurate, the best move was h5. For example, h5, g, captures on h5, knight e2, with a decisive advantage for white, bishop h3, g, captures on f5. The evaluation became 3.1, this was a serious mistake, the best move was a5. For example, f5, knight e2, e, captures on d4, with a decisive advantage for white, g, captures on f5, bishop captures on f5. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight e2. For example, knight e2, knight e6, rook from h, e1, with a decisive advantage for white, bishop captures on f5, king h8, rook from d, g1, bishop h6, queen d1. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight e2. For example, knight e2, knight e6, knight g3, with a decisive advantage for white, queen d1, knight e6, knight e2, rook g8, king b2, rook captures on g1, rook captures on g1, rook g8, rook captures on g8 check, king captures on g8, queen g1 check, king h8, queen g4, knight from d, f8, bishop d3. This move was inaccurate, the best move was b4. For example, b4, e, captures on f4, e, captures on f4, queen f7, bishop c2, with a decisive advantage for white, bishop d3, e4. The evaluation became 1.7, this was a serious mistake, the best move was e, captures on f4. For example, E captures on f4. Knight captures on f4. Knight captures on f4. E captures on f4. f5. Bishop captures on f5. Bishop g7. King c2. Bishop captures on d4. b4. Bishop g7. With a balanced game. e4. Bishop c2. Queen g7. The evaluation became 3.0. This was a serious mistake. The best move was f5. For example, f5. Queen captures on f5. Queen captures on h4. Queen e5 check. King g8. King c1. Queen g4. With a decisive advantage for white. Queen g7. Queen h3. This move was inaccurate. The best move was queen captures on g7. For example, queen captures on g7 check. Bishop captures on g7. King a3. f5. Knight g3. Bishop f6. Knight captures on f5. Knight g7. Knight d6. With a decisive advantage for white. Queen h3. Queen d7. f5. This move gives back part of the advantage. The best move was knight g3. For example, knight g3. Knight captures on c5. Knight f5. Knight b7. Queen g4. Bishop g7. Bishop b4. Knight d8. h5. With a decisive advantage for white. f5. Knight g7. Knight g3. Knight g6. Bishop d1. Knight e7. Bishop g4. f5. Queen f1. This move was inaccurate. The best move was knight e2. For example, knight e2. Queen d8. b4. With an advantage for white. Queen f1. Queen c7. Queen e1. b4. a3. B captures on a3 check. This move was inaccurate. The best move was queen b8. For example, queen b8. f4. Knight g8. With an advantage for white. B captures on a3 check. King captures on a3. Queen b7. Queen f2. Queen c7. Knight h5. Knight captures on h5. Bishop captures on h5. Queen d7. Bishop g4. Queen c7. Queen e1. This move was inaccurate. The best move was bishop d1. For example, bishop d1. King g7. Bishop h5. With an advantage for white. Queen e1. Queen a7. This move was inaccurate. The best move was queen h2. For example, queen h2. Bishop captures on a5. Queen g2. With a balanced game. Queen a7. King a4. Queen b8. Queen e2. Queen g3. h5. This move was inaccurate. The best move was king captures on a5. For example, king captures on a5. Queen c7 check. King a4. Queen a7 check. Bishop a5. Queen b8. Bishop e1. With a balanced game. h5. Queen g1. King captures on a5. Queen a1 check. King b4. Knight c8. Queen d1. Queen a2. King c3. Knight a7. Bishop e2. Bishop f8. Queen c1. Knight b5 check. Bishop captures on b5. For example, Queen a5 check. King b2. Queen captures on b5. Queen a1. Queen e2. Queen e1. Queen d3. With a balanced game. Queen a5 check. King b2. Queen captures on b5. Queen e1. Queen d3. Bishop c1. Bishop h6. Queen d2. Queen b5. Queen h2. Bishop g5. h6. King g8. Bishop d2. Queen b7. The evaluation became 3.1. This was a serious mistake. The best move was bishop captures on h6. For example, bishop captures on h6. Queen d6. Bishop g5. With a balanced game. Queen b7. Queen d6. Bishop captures on h6. Queen captures on f6. Bishop g7. Queen e6 check. Queen f7. b4. Queen captures on e6. F captures on e6. King f8. b5. That was a good move. He doesn't let the advantage slip away. White's victory. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your suggestions.